Hey, it's Mrs. Rains. I'm just coming at you with a quick video on two things. One I want to talk about is the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow pencil. I just picked it up from Sephora. It's the only thing I actually buy out of there. It looks like this. It comes in this box. It's called Brow Wiz, and I got it in a dark brown. I normally use that, or either I use MAC's eyebrow pencil, which is Stud or Brun. And if I can't get those, I just stick with Maybelline. Maybelline has a pencil in a dark brown that I usually get if I can't find that, and sometimes that one is always sold out, and I just know that I can get this one from Sephora or the ones from MAC. Excuse me. Those are the only things I get from MAC, is eyebrow pencils and concealer. I do have a MAC face powder, but I rarely use it. It's only when I know I'm going to be taking photos or something like that that I actually put it on, but I'm pretty good with just concealer, and then I use drugstore for everything else. And I'll use beauty supply store stuff too, but it's rare. It's really just lipsticks at the beauty supply store, which incidentally, this is a beauty supply store lipstick. I'm trying out J Matte is the name of the company, and I'm trying out their line of matte lipsticks, and this is one of them. I can't think of the name of the color, but so far so good. They stay on all day. They are not drying, and they don't do a lot of smearing. Like even now, I bought a coffee, and it's a very little amount that you can see on the mouthpiece. It's very little. And so I got the eyebrow pencil. I did swatch 3. I swatched ebony, or graphite, ebony, and then the dark brown, because since I colored my hair, I wanted to kind of get the best color for me, and so I ended up with the dark brown. So the second thing I want to talk about besides that is that I went to see A Birth of a Nation last night. Birth of a Nation, if you don't know, is about Nate Turner, his life, and the revolt that ultimately led to his death. And he revolted against slave masters in Southern Virginia during the 1800s. And it was a pretty good movie, I must say. The cinematography and the costumery and all the things that go along with filming, those things were done really well, considering it wasn't a high-end production company. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the movie because the producer and main actor, I think he's producer, director, and main actor, I can't remember all of his titles, but he had been charged with rape, I guess, 15 or 20 years ago, however long ago. He was not convicted of it yet, and still people are labeling him a rapist, and people are not giving the movie a fair shake because of that. But I strongly urge you to see it. It's definitely worth a view. I enjoyed the fact that it wasn't just the same old slave movie, because you would think that it was going to be reminiscent of like Roots and reminiscent of 12 Years a Slave, things like that. It wasn't the same old. This is a different look into the 1800s and the slave times and the different things that slaves had to endure. So I really feel like this movie probably should have done better at the box office, but I think to me, it feels like, unless it's Kevin Hart, a lot of black people just don't come out to go to the movies to see stuff like this that's more or less meant for a legacy and purpose, and to help you understand the mentality and the things that when somebody is brutally beaten and brutally put into slavery, how things could turn out if there's a revolt. And I feel like it's kind of relevant to what's going on today, because you see people reacting to police brutality and the loss of life that has come from it, and just a lot of protesting and drama. And a lot of these things are just really repeats of all these things that have happened historically when black people have been oppressed. So I feel like it's a good watch. The movie was well done. It was way more than I expected it to be, considering it wasn't some high-end production house. Because these production companies, you expect this high-end look and this high-value look. This was done in such a way where you would never know that it wasn't backed with, hundreds of millions of dollars. And I know that you think because it's a slave movie, they just had to cut up some costumes, but it was so well done. Like, I really thought it was well done. I now want to go and try to read up more about Nate Turner's actual rebellion, because what you read in history books is different from what is portrayed here. Like before today, I never even knew that he's portrayed in this movie as a pastor or a preacher. I would have never known that Nat Turner was a preacher, because most accounts you hear about Nat Turner's rebellion make it seem like he was just some crazy psychotic slave out on a bent to kill all white people, and that wasn't the case. I think it was a very methodical way, and the way the movie portrayed it actually made more sense to me than what I have read in the past, because what I've read in the past more than likely has been, you know, firsthand accounts based on the white slave masters who kind of had a conflated view of it. They had a conflated view of, you know, the entire rebellion, and the fact that it only lasted 2 days and still resulted the way it did and 60 deaths, it's amazing to me that he was able to get that far and go that long. And then he also went several months without being captured, which was kind of surprising to me as well, because I know that, you know, most of the time you hear about slaves unleashing their dogs and all of that to find slaves. So I thought that was amazing. But anyway, it's worth the view. Please go see it if you haven't had a chance to. If you're not interested, you know, I understand that too. A lot of people don't like looking at slave movies, and I get that. But this one is well done, and I think if you like that genre, or if you have been able to watch that genre of movies and are, you know, interested in historical facts. I'm always interested in historical things, especially the way they're portrayed in movies versus how they are in books, because I'll read a book and then go see a movie to see how closely it matches up to what I've read, because it's hard to know when you read something and you know whether or not it's being told to you the way it should be or not. So you try to get multiple sources and multiple bits of information to kind of piece together what the story probably more than likely was like. So anyway, we went to do that last night, so it was a good date night. Today being Monday, we just don't have a whole lot going on, just, you know, running errands and all of that. And today I actually have a nail appointment that I'm on my way to, and also a brow appointment, which is why I got the brow pencil, to be able to touch that up when that's done. But yeah, that's about it. I should have some more videos up this week. I'm about a third of the way through Vlogtober, so I'm excited about that, and, you know, happy that I haven't had to miss any days. Just know that if I do miss any days, that just means I'll probably do 2 short videos the next day to make up for it. That's kind of what I've been planning to do. But I've luckily had time to film at least something for you every day. Today was one of those days where I just knew I was going to be out doing appointments. I even put dinner in a crock pot today because I knew I would be out and about for most of the day. So I didn't want to leave it to chance that I didn't have time to film for you. But anyway, that's all that's going on here on this neck of the woods. We did get some rain and wind from Hurricane Matthew. Just the outer bands kind of brushed over our area because we are, you know, considered coastal. So we did have some coastal flood warnings and things like that. But all of my family in Florida made it through, thank God. I'm very happy that they all made it through. I'm saddened and grief-stricken about Haiti, though, and just areas that have been just slammed by that storm, and there's just the death toll continues to rise. Please pray for Haiti. If you have a way to, you know, donate, if you have a way to go there as a missionary, whatever it is, whatever your capacity is, please be lifting them up in prayer. Please, whatever you can do. Everything matters. Just praying for them and their families that are touched by it. I have, you know, people in my church that are touched by that, like frontline touched by that, like family members, parents, grandparents, godparents, family members, cousins. So it's important to keep those people lifted up in prayer. And even those who, you know, maybe made it through the storm, a lot of them don't realize how bad the storm really was. They just are like, oh no, we're fine. But they don't realize how bad it could have been. And, you know, some refusing to leave home and stuff like that. It can be hard on other family members when you are willing to face down a storm and you may not think about how it affects others, but it does. So anyway, that's all I got going on. I hope you enjoyed this video, just me rambling and chit-chatting with you and kind of taking you through my day and, you know, what we did this weekend. But I'll see you guys tomorrow with a new video, and until then, put God at the head of all you do. I'll see you later. Bye.